Hey guys, hello, Gutam, how are you doing? How are you doing? Hello, Eswal. How are you doing? Hello, Tex Unbeatable. How are you? Fine, how are you? I'm great. How has your day been? How has your weekend been? I'm feeling this music, man. Ah. Hello, but Ashuman, how are you? Are you guys feeling the music? Because I'm feeling it. We are starting right away. Yeah, I'm good. I think you also. Yeah, thank you. Just set up things here as we get started. Watching your stream is becoming my daily routine. That's great. Great to hear. Hope you are learning some things. Yes. Start setting up things here. Hello, Nicholas. Revocatus. How are you doing? Sorry for butchering your name, but yeah. How are you doing? Hello, Akish. How are you doing? I'm great myself. Let's start with making the sky here. I'm just going to go to my world nodes and just import go to my skies and have you guys used this kind of mirror object like this? Because you can make it to create some interesting to create skies. If you want to create a sky like this, we can use that as a starting point. Hello, I admire your work and look forward at following you. That's great to hear. Divyam, thank you, really appreciate it. This is really nice concept. Yeah, this really looks interesting. I just saw the image and I knew I had to give it a try. Just going to use an environment map, a sky. You can use one of these for the skies, and we can also load in an environment map. This time we can go to our skies. If you have a thing like this, you can use it. Let me show you how. I see how it looks. If you change this to a mirror ball, you get a sky looking texture. You just have to get the mapping. After I will follow this and try to make like this. Yeah, that will be great. So I want to create a sky dome. I just have to figure out the right rotation. And you can see now everywhere I look, there is clouds. So this can be a nice base point, starting point. Can even rotate this for the best angle. Let's get something like that. Maybe this somewhere like that. Maybe somewhere there. Please take my father name. I'm also going to just blend this with this. Just use the overlay option. Maybe I can have this above the sky. That way I can have some clouds in the background. Set this as the color. And we have our sky ready to go. Now we can start working on the materials. And just go here and a world. I change this to object. Let's create the water surface or the water material. Just going to go to object, add a texture, noise texture, noise texture. This is going to be our vector bump map or displacement for the water, like this. And just connect this to the normal map. Dun, 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 dun. And this is what we have, but we can make this more reflective, making it metallic, and bring the roughness down. Hello, Aditya Jenna. Let me make sure I'm saving this. I'll save this under 2021 September. Call this Venice. Hey Saptashi, how are you doing? Glad to hear that. You can see we already have some nice looking water. Just have to add some texture coordinate mapping. I can change this to object and just wait for the shader to compile, and we should have some nice water to work with. You can see you have the water. Just scale it maybe on the x-axis, maybe just something like that. You can bring the detail a little bit up, and the roughness to be somewhere like that. Now if you want, you can play with the color a bit. I see. You can use a layer weight to influence how the color looks by mixing it with a mix RGB, color mix RGB, so that the color changes depending on the angle you're looking at it. So we want to use this. Now we want to have a bluish at the end and a greenish like that. It makes the water look a little bit deep, like it has some kind of depth. It has depth, and I think that will be a nice look for what we're going for here. Maybe let's reduce on the strength of this a bit, or something like that. Now let's work on the buildings. The buildings shouldn't be that hard. Just use transmission. Yeah, I could use transmission, but then there isn't. I'm not planning on adding anything under for the transmission to reflect art. So let's work on the buildings. So we can choose a building like this, and I want to create all my buildings from the center. So I'm just going to start with a plane And actually I can use my texture folders add-on and just navigate to my buildings folder, or let me link a new folder, resources. I have some details folder. I have a few building textures that we can use here. So for example, this here, I can select that. Let me see if I can get anything else. Yeah, we have a few buildings we can use. I can use that. If I come in here, actually I just have to select it from here. I can use something like this. I can either create a PBR shader or just import as a plane, text on a plane. And what this will enable me to do is have an image like this. So I can just rotate it. Let me make sure that I'm getting the right rotation. So I think this is like this. And just start detailing the building. Add some windows, things like that. So I can come in. I think most of you have seen this technique being used by a lot of Blender artists. One of them being Ian Herbert. It's a nice way to just get some details without doing too much work. So I'm just going to select these windows. Hello Riga, hello ProNoob, hello Jai Bihar Education. Hello, how are you doing? So I'm just going to insert this a bit, then extrude out just a bit, insert again, and then push in like that. Then we get some bit of detail on that. I can bring in some ambient occlusion. I'm going to make the factor a bit high, like that. And again, I want this to be, the building to be in the center of the world, because I want to use instancing to create this building. So I can duplicate this. I can even just, let me see, just add in some bit of detail here. Just going to grab this on the x-axis somewhere like that. Can also just grab a face like this. Actually, I want this to be a separate object, so I can select this, Shift D, P to separate it. I can have my origin there, origin to 3D cursor, then rotate this 90 degrees. Then I can just snap this here. I think this also should have its cursor, its origin of the cursor there, so that I can easily have a nice building set like that. Can Alt D duplicate this so I can have it there, and we have a nice building like that. Can Alt D duplicate this again. Actually, let me just Alt D duplicate this and have it somewhere like that. Now you can see these have, some of these have store buildings or store fronts, store shops, front store. So I'm just going to go here back in my texture folders add-on. By the way, you can get all the add-ons I use from here. And it also helps me support the channel. It's a nice way to support the channel. So I want to create some nice shops like that. So I'm just going to again use import as a texture plane, texture on a plane. So that's going to be, let me just have this. Shift cursor selected, origin to 3D cursor. So I can just, actually this has to also be origin to 3D cursor, so that is there. Origin to 3D cursor. Now what? Let me first create this this shop, which I think I've done in a few different videos back. So let me just go to my asset library. I think under building parts, under shops, let me see, walls. Let me see, decos, roof. Let me see, under my city park, I should have some shops already made. So you can see I have a few shops already, but I don't think I have this one here. So let me create that. Let me create that. So for this, I think I can even make it a little bit wider. We can, so it's not the best shop, so I think I can just go shop fronts. Or store fronts, and I can get better looking stores than that that I can add into. So let's see. This one would be good. You want an image that is facing directly to the camera, so or you can just start for storefront, and just look for some images that we can use. This also has some nice detail, these two, and it's facing directly at the camera, so it's going to work out very easy for us. So I'm just going to save this and save this as well, and this. Just see where I have these, just copy them, sort by date. I'm just going to paste them in my resource folder, shops or details. Just want to paste them in this folder. Escape. Just make sure that I import all of them. Go to my downloads. So it seems this is failing to copy. Let me first see why. Okay, we're good. So I can just come in here and just find that there's under details. I just have to find the specific shops that I've just inserted. I have this. Yeah, I think now I can just extrude those details in, and just grab this, push it in like that, then add a loop for these windows here. If you want to be more detailed, you can even add in these parts here. Just going to insert these. Maybe they're pushed in a little too much, something like that. And can also get this banner here. Just grab it, extrude it in front of it like that. Was searching your older Venice video cause I wanted to recreate it, and bam, you brought a new video. Love your content. Thank you. I'm always looking for some stuff I enjoy to do myself, and I saw this picture and I couldn't resist it. I don't even think I remember where, I don't really remember the video as well. Just going to bring this back a little bit like that. Just grab this part here and extrude that like that. Now these other parts can just be pushed back like that. I don't need these. Now if you want to go a little bit one step further, we can make these glass windows look more reflective than they are right now. So what you can do is go to vertex paint, go to face select, and give them a different color. So shift K, let me just make sure, and you can see now we get, if we go to this here, import vertex color, you see we have a mask for our windows, and I can even add this into the roughness, but just blend this with this. What are we creating today? So we want to create Venice, and we have started by creating some buildings here. So I want this to be a factor. This can be like this, so you can control the roughness like that. Now you can see the windows look more alive, or the store starts to look more alive. And I've already made a few of these for my other projects. So what I'm going to do is just start adding them to different buildings. So I can do something like this, and I want this portion here, this building here. Actually, I can even just, let me first make sure. Let me grab this. Let me make sure this building looks more complete. So I'm going to Alt D, mirror this on the x-axis, and we have a building like this. Now what I'm going to do is just select it, have it in a collection called building 1. Yo, thank you for subscribing. Are you going to use FSpy? No, I'm not going to use FSpy. Thank you, Kim, for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so now I can hide this building and just add it back as an instance. So building 1, and let's get back here, get everything back, including our water. I'm just can even scale this up, rotate this around 90 degrees so we can have it. Let's first go with this. Have it somewhere here. And remember, we have our shops Let me just do this origin to 3D cursor, and just I can add in other shapes like this. Just have to align things up. I think this has to be 180 degrees. I can have this origin to 3D cursor there. Now we have a shape, our first shape like that. Maybe just grab this. It has to be partially in the water like that, and we can start adding in. Yo, thank you for subscribing, Rahat Khan. And I can add in another one of these shapes, because I just reset the origin to 3D cursor. I want it to be connected directly there. Origin 3D cursor. You can see we have ourselves two shops now. For this building, you can also add this. Just going to reset the origin 3D cursor. And for this, I just can make it thinner. Like that. Let's have a few things. Let me see, let me have a look at this. And just adjust some of the materials. Please make an Indian scene too. Yeah, I think I will. I have to first familiarize myself with Indian streets and see how they look. Let me just first. Let me see. Do I really need this dirt material? I don't think it's necessary. Yo, thank you for subscribing, Shiha. Really appreciate it. Come into this. Play with this material as well. I don't need this. So we have also a shop, another shop. I think I can even duplicate this again. Have it there. Yo, you guys are really on top of it. Thank you for subscribing, Danielle. Low key, really appreciate it. Yes, have another window, another one of these around there. And see now in my asset library, I also have some decors that I can use to make the stores look more store-like. You can see I also have this here. You can also work as a store. Let's go to Venice. Yeah, we are. We are almost there. Just have this origin 3D cursor. Just have another shop. Right around there. and that is going to be at the first building. So we can also work on the roof, because the roofs look really similar. I think we can come back to those a bit later. So let's first work on another building here. What I'm seeing is we can reuse this building, because even the buildings don't look that different. They just have a slight color difference. So I can duplicate this, duplicate collection. Now let me first isolate everything here. Shift D, collection. I subscribed, but it didn't appear on the screen. I'm not sure what happened there, but thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that if you did. Yeah, so you're going to have a different object here. Just make sure that okay, works out. And this is going to have a different material. This time, the first thing I want to do is separate the windows, but I don't think that is going to matter too much. So let's first see. So you can see Venice buildings have a very saturated, have a lot of colors. So what we can do is, let me first get this as a roughness. So we have something like this. You can see even the windows are now becoming more reflective. What I can do is create a mask out of this image using a color ramp, so that I can separate mostly the windows like that. And I'm going to add a color, mix RGB, and just have this as a factor. And now we can have this as color 1 and a different color here, maybe orange. Use that as color, and that should give us a new color for the building. Just have to make it a little less colored like that. This should be our new color for the building. But I don't like how the windows are also getting painted. So what I can do is go into this, one of these, and just select the window elements. And just give them a vertex color. So we'll go to vertex paint and vertex paint, first select, and then Shift K or do that to create a color mask that we can use as a mask. So I can just do another mix RGB here, and this is going to be our factor, and this is going to be as color 1. And you can see now we have retained the original color of the building, which is what we wanted. So I can just grab these, pull them back, and we have. I like with how much love and effort you do your work. God bless you so much. The stream is very helpful for everyone. Thank you, bruh. Thank you. We have our. I think I can also grab this and create this, because I think there is some kind of cornice here. So I think I can add in that detail by simply extruding these lines, and you can see it just adds in an extra layer of detail like that. We don't even have to, we don't need to paint this, but what we can do is make sure this is a different object. So relationships, I think I need to go to relations, make single user object data, and I can also make it a single user for the material. Make sure this is also using the same color as this. So Ctrl L, link material, and now we can give this a different color like that. And actually what I can do is grab these, remove them, just have this So this is going to be a different building. I'm just going to do, yes, isolate this, and this is going to be building 3, and let's just get rid of this, and this also can be building let me see where are this on the Y, and this can be building 5 or something. This can be building 5, building 5, and it helps if we have them at the center there. So I can disable this, bring this, so it's at the center. Now I can bring back my street level here. If we look at the Venice, I can have a building here, can instance building 3 here, like that. And actually what I can do is go to the original building, which would be let me see, which would be, I can just make sure that these are just single levels like that, and it doesn't have to be that tall. So I can come back to the collection. Now you can see some of these buildings are extending outside, so I can bring my shops here, some of these shops out just move them here, make sure this I'm using offset, take 180 degrees, just line them up with this street here. Actually it can just be somewhere here, let me see, it can be somewhere here, so this can start, and I can even just duplicate this to make it look like this. So something like this, and this can either extend up or just stay there. And I can also instance building, what building was this? Building 5, yeah. This time to be start from there. And just make sure that this is at the same level. You can see without doing a lot of work, you easily start to see how things work. I'm also going to go to my asset library and just go to my, I think in my city or decos, I have a street pavement I could use. Yeah, this one here. Just going to scale it up. Good evening, top channel. Will this be an ongoing project? Like what do you mean? Because I plan to finish this within this stream. If you mean the Venice project, it's supposed to be finished within the stream, so I don't expect it to go. So let me just make the street at the street level. I think this can be smaller. Yeah, I don't think there is a lot of things here. We can finish most of this within this project within 2 or 3 hours. I'm just going to add an array curve. Yes. So this is going to be our street. I'm just going to get a curve object. This doesn't need to have a normal map. Just need a curve object. Let me use vector. Just rotate things. Subdivide this a few times. Don't you use PureF? I have it, but I always want to keep everything within Blender. I just hate switching between different applications. So that's going to be our street level. Just going to get my curve and use the curve editor. First apply rotation here. Just rotate this. The water is pub. Greetings from Kenya. Thank you, Michael Alando. Yeah, I'm actually planning to come to Kenya for maybe this week. I don't know, but I won't go that too far. I'm just going to go to the border. I need to do some things there. So this is what we have. Origin to 3D cursor. I just have to grab this. Yeah, you can see. And that's our street. Are you using flat image texture for building? Yes, I am. Yeah, it makes things much faster. Also, I think I should make this a bit detailed. Maybe let me get my curve. Where is this curve? Curve. Can duplicate this to be on the other side. Now, to make this detailed, I'm just going to duplicate this a bit. I can remove all the modifiers, all the other modifiers. I think I can make this more detailed. I want to add that detail there, so I can just using texture is image texture is very helpful. Yeah, it is much faster. I wouldn't be able to get that much detail without by just in this time frame by just modeling. It takes a lot of time. So we want to create that in. Just going to do this. So we have something nice. I think this looks good. Looks nice detailed. I can just bring this a bit. And I'm going to add a sun. Let me turn on lights. Make this maybe 10. Turn on contact shadows like that. I think this has to be mirrored on the other axis. Don't need this. We can just need to make sure this is positioned yes. Rotate this 180 degrees. Actually, I think I can just mirror this on the Y or X, and can use this empty as the mirror object. I'm not sure why this is not working as I expect. Okay. I'm also going to go to the original color. Hello, Mr. Upside Down. Can anyone please give feedback on my recent robot model? Yeah, you can post that in the Discord server, and maybe I'll also give it a check and see. Also want this to be this brown. I don't want it to be just plain. So let me go to the material, to the original material, to that. Let's see. We can create more different other styles of buildings. Maybe before we do that, we can create a roof. Let me see, roof texture. Let me go for textures.com and look for roof texture. Again, you can choose to be as detailed as you want, but with this kind of model, if you try to become too detailed, if you try to add too much detail, the projects will become quite heavy. I see. So you have to be careful in the way you approach. So because if I decided to model the roof directly, that would take up a lot of computation power, so it would become, the project might become too heavy for my PC. Let me save this. Let me just get this. I want to create a roof. So as the textures load, let's see if I have some. If I go to my textures folder, let me see if I have any roof. I don't think I have any roof material or roof texture. So let's see. For some reason my internet is a bit slow, maybe because I'm streaming and doing other stuff. Let me just create a new material here and just bring in this image here and see how that would work. This is going to be our roof, I think. Just have to play with this image, see if it will give us the look we are going for. Can even add, I can go to my roughness, my grunge maps, and just get a random image like this and import it into my textures just to make things up for the roughness color. Now let's see how we're going to make this work. I think we can use object mapping. So just do control, instead of using UV map, you can try object mapping. And of course we have to change this to box. Yeah, if you're new here, it'd be amazing if you subscribed. So this is going to be our roof. So let's just see how to place it. A nice way to create roofs is just to trace out the walls like this. So for this instance, I just do this. Just trace it out like this. Just have to like that. And now we can turn this into a single endgon, and what that will help is can just make sure to align these ridges and valleys easily. So I think I can have this just align these ridges to be somewhere like that. And now I can just grab this edge and pull that up, and we have ourselves a roof. And I'm going to use my asset library here. I have, I think, under building parts. Actually, I don't even need to use that, but I want to add these. I think I don't know how they call them, but they're under my building parts, sailing. Yeah, these profiles here, I can have them as this, but they have a lot of resolution, which is going to be nice tutorial. Thanks for making them. Thank you, Michi Konyo. Cool. Hey Eddie, how are you? I think we can now create that this kind of profile. Just going to Shift D, extrude down. I just need to make sure that I'm selecting this entire edge loop. Can Shift D, extrude down. I can just give this a different material. I'll just let me just go to my texture folders and just find some random image. Go to walls, then select, maybe use something like this. Just create a new material. PBR material, and I just assign that to this. Just unwrap this, and you can see we have something like that. And I can make this detailed by adding in some edge loops like that, selecting those edge loops, pushing them out, some in, some out, and you can see what we have now. And that's our building with a nice roof. But if you look closely, these roofs have this, I don't know how that's called, but we can also add it there. This yeah, I don't really know how it's called, but I'm just going to draw it. So the way we can do that, I can even just start with this edge, duplicate it, and then extrude it like that. Can just have it here. And you can choose to be as detailed as you want. You can see. So it would be something like that. Maybe push this. Now if you want again to be detailed, you can add in quite a few loops. Control B, bevel them, and then maybe do a checker select. Let's actually do it in a solid view. What I want is to select H1 like that. I just grab this, grab that, grab that, grab that, and all we want to do is just push them up just a bit for some extra detail like that. It's not necessary because it's going to be a bit, actually it's maybe even making things worse. So let's just keep it like that and just select this, make sure it gets a different material. Material should have this material. That would be a bit darker. I'm just going to use a color. Just make it a bit darker to make it look different from a wide view. Hello sir, how are you? I'm great. How are you? I'm just going to duplicate this, have it here. I don't think they go in values, but I think I can have another one. And I think the great thing here is that most of the roofs look similar, so we don't really have to do a lot. And one for the top here. Just need to make sure that is straight. other one for this. I think we are lacking a vertex here, so I'm just going to grab this. And we have our roof. Now, you can see, if you look closely, you can see that everything else nearly has the same roof. So all we have to do is tweak this roof just a little bit and to make it fit other places. So let's just go to this view. And let me see. I think I can duplicate this building, which is this here, and to have yet another building type. So I'm just going to grab this collection, duplicate it. This here, and all it has to be, it just has to be that height. Like that. Hello Kuma at 333, how are you doing? And I think I'm going to replace it with this, so just grab this. Go back to this to our viewer, add, would it be, yeah, this, like that, and I can bring my roof, just shift D, snap it there, rotate 180, rotate 180. I think it has to be a bit smaller. I'm great. How are you doing? So, I'm great. Okay, so house somewhere. Just, hello, Marcel Freya. Hi, thanks for your great streams. Is it possible to turn up the volume a bit? It's a bit silent at times. Thank you. Yeah, I thought my volume was okay. I don't know. Because I'm looking at my levels and they seem okay. Maybe it's on your side. Is everyone's levels okay? Or is it... Hello, Louisiana boy. How are you? Now we have that. We can also duplicate this here. Yeah, I can even just do that. These all use the same. Volume is okay? Yeah, so it seems maybe it's on your side. Because where should I start since I am a beginner? Well, just first ask yourself what exactly do you want to learn, and then you can start by learning that. think the water level is a bit too high for us, so let's have it somewhere like that. Hey, thank you for subscribing, Game Hour. Really appreciate it. We have that. I can make another building instance. Can even just grab this entire building, or maybe let's duplicate this roof. Shift D first, and also we can have, and maybe even just use this here. Cursor selected. Let me first hide this roof. Can just start mixing colors like that. Just get the roof, and the roof can also have a different color too. So it's going to add a color, mix RGB here, change this to color, have that reddish. Actually, I also want this to be that kind of reddish color. Let's go to color. Have that rich red color like that. Now this side here looks too plain, so I think I can go into that original building, which I think is this. Shift G collection. 50 viewers. Nice. That's great. If you're new here, it would be amazing if you left a like, or I don't know, subscribed. It would be amazing. Let's change the color a bit here for this. Let's go into add a color, mix RGB, because this color is a bit boring. Change this to color and make it also a bit saturated. Hey and welcome, Ranger. How are you doing? How are you? And again, we can select some of these faces or these windows. Grow the selection and just make sure that go to vertex mode, vertex paint, give this a different color. Make sure that these, Shift K. I've just subscribed. Sorry, forgot to do what I should have done a lot earlier. No problem. I'm glad you did. I am glad you did. I am fine myself. Just enjoying some blending time. Let's bring in our color mask. This is going to be. Let's see. This is supposed to be color. Color. You can just blend the two. This would be the factor, and this can just stay the original color like that. And we can also use this as the roughness. Yes, just changing things a bit. You can see we're also getting that nice reflecting surface. And let's try using the object node, object info node, and get the random color, just to colorize, to give these as some color. So we can try to have some blue. So every time we create a new version, we're going to have, let's see, even a reddish one like that. Let's see what other colors do we have in here. And something like that. And this can just be the color we get here. So something like this is our new. Yes. Again, I can just duplicate the entire block on this side. So let me first grab this. Let me grab this. I'll rotate 180 degrees. Just add it like that. Can grab this. The water is good. Thank you. Grab this. Hey man, you should do a small separate tutorial on it only. On water. On the water? The water is very simple. You can see the shade. It's a very simple setup. Just a normal map for the bump map, and then the color, and that's it. Hey solutions. Yeah, we are going to Venice today. And I think I can grab this section 2. Alt D, rotate 180 degrees and have it this side. Let me just change the aspect ratio of this. So we have more like a boxy aspect ratio. Let me change this here. Let's play with a different sky and see. And just go to the world settings. Can't wait for the results. Yeah, me too. Do you use HDRI, and what are your most used HDRIs? Yeah, I do use them a lot, and but I don't really focus much on what type. Just going to play. I don't want to see this warehouse, so I'm going to give this a slight rotation on the X and maybe on the Z, so we get some interesting clouds. And I think, play with the. Actually, let's have that. I'm also going to duplicate this building. Now, what I can do is select this row. Okay, I don't like this gap. Just going to duplicate this. So we have another do like that. I think I can go to my asset library. I have a few other details that we can use. This should be in my city. I have some details that we can use in here. I like this here. These things here. I think it could work very nicely there. Hey guys, my Blender freezes when I go to material preview. So does anyone have any suggestions? That could be with your how much RAM you have. That's what I've found. Because previewing materials takes a lot of computation power, so it might be an issue with your PC. And I think I can also randomize the color of these and go back to object. Yeah, even mine does freeze. For example, if you're going to see if I start adjusting the material of this, I'm going to have some issues. Just going to go to inbox in object info, color ramp, change this to constant, play with some colors, so we some nice saturated colors. How long have you been using Blender for? I don't know, maybe something like 10 years, but not consistently, of course, because there was school, I was doing other things. I was doing programming, web development, and I did also some programming. See, this shouldn't be too saturated like that, and the roughness of this, and I'm thinking I have too much details for this material. It doesn't have to be this detailed. Go to fabric. Just need okay, can just go to my PBR fabrics. Hey, thank you for subscribing. I can't pronounce your name, sorry, but thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate that. I have some missing textures, I think. Just going to feed this directly into the base color. I don't have to spend too much time on this. I think layout shading. Are you freelancing or working for a studio? I'm freelancing. I am freelancing. So let's see. Can add in more detail. Again, what I wanted is to be able to have this duplicated back there, this building here. So just need to add in a few extra details to it. I think I can grab all the shops on this block and the roof, and these two, have them in an instance called block. And now what I can do is just instance that entire block. So instance block, that should give me access to the entire block like so. And even some have this, actually can have it at the same level as the last one. Just make sure that yeah. Resolution makes it harder for me because I can't see the text clearly. Yeah, so yeah, I think I'm recording in 720p, but it shouldn't matter because mostly there isn't a lot of text you have to read here. It's mostly it's mostly modeling and just placing things, different objects around. Want to add the other things I can add in here. I still have more shops. I can even bring this in. Take 90. And we can even start bringing in, let me go to my world setting, and we can even use a volume here, because you can see at the back side there, you can start to see some fog there. The asset library is so good, like it saves so much time. Yeah, I think it saves me quite a lot of time. I don't have to think of where I have saved my objects. I just have to look at the thumbnails and I'll be able to get them. So, let's add a principal volume here. I just want the emission just to have some fog in the back there. Let me also go to my color settings and just play with the contrast. Eevee or cycles? No, this is in Eevee. Just looking for a better HDRI for the lighting. Let me first get rid of the sun. See, let's turn on screen space reflections, which gives us some nice water reflections. I like the lighting from this part. Let me see what HDRI they're using. So they're using a kind of a forest like HDRI. Maybe if we get something like that, because your HDRI can make or break your render. So let's see. Yes, turn on soft shadows. I don't have any HDRIs set up for my asset library. You see, that's a and since we have this block already, I can again instance it in the back. Like that. I bring back let's go to the world setting or volume settings. We can have volumetrics shadows turned on, and just change the starting point at this time so that we have, let's measure this. Yeah, I want the volumes to start at around 40. At this time, so that the back side can be, so we can have, and in my asset library, if I go to my building parts, I think City Park, I have some buildings, extra buildings I can use, and since they're going to be in the back, they don't have to fit the same style, Venice style. Actually, I think this one can work in closer areas. Because it's much detailed, but just have to give it the same roof. Maybe the roof is too saturated. And we can get rid of this portion here. Yeah, I'll try to adjust my resolution after the stream, but right now I can't really do much because I would have to end the stream to change the resolution that I'm working on right now. Have this apartment building. Can also put it way in the back there. also get this here. I think this also can work in some places here, so can bring this closer. It can have this maybe have this flat building. I'm just going to give it the same roof to make it feel like it fits the same environment. Thanks for this story. I'm searching for yes, sorry about that. I think my mic was muted. Thank you, Bronny JPEG, for letting me know that. See, get another one somewhere. It's just now about populating the street to make things look more. Make the HDRI strength a little bit less. I think that's a good idea. Maybe not that. 0.5. And I think I'm just going to grab a building this side. Let me just grab another of these. This red is a bit too saturated. How you made the water? The water is just a simple shader. It's just some noise fed into as the normal map. Sorry, as the bump map. You can see it's just a simple shader. Noise into the bump map, into the normal map, and then I have this layer weight so that depending on the angle, the water changes its color. So you can see that, and yeah, then we get that. Yeah, we have hit a new record, 6. Accidentally knocking on my mic, and then it's muting. Just make sure that I'm able to see that if it happens again. Then you can see at the back there, we have this bridge. I think if we add that in, it will make things look much better. And I don't have to create the bridge from scratch. I can use my asset library and look for a bridge. I think I have a bridge somewhere. I don't know if I added it to my library. Let's go to building parts. Is it in cycles? No, this is EV. I'm working exclusively in EV, but I think I'll give it. I'll see how things look in cycles after we're done. Just want to get some. Let me go to my architecture or ArcViz. Put the view once inside. Let's try and see how things look in cycles. Sound is low. Okay, so this is how things look in cycles. Let me first go to my volumes, world settings, and reduce the volume here, or disconnect it completely and see. Yeah, so this is how things would look in cycles. Let me turn on CPU and denoising. Yeah, this is how things look in cycles without volumes. If I add in volumetrics, I will get that fog light. I like the water, how it looks in cycles still. Let's go back to EV. And I can even add in this building here. Why not? We can create this bridge here. I have bridges, I think, but I'm not sure why I'm not seeing them. Let me see. City Park, ArcViz. Let me see if I have. don't really have much in this, but I think I can use this lamp. Why not? It's missing. I'm looking for other things to add in here as hello curious time, hello burning bright. What about little wooden bridges where people can get off woods, can get off hey, thank you for subscribing, Crash Gamer. I can get off. I'm great. I'm great. Let's see. I think we can also add in these poles here. Just get a cylinder. Going to use about 8 vertices. Shade smooth. And just going to make some quick materials using my textured folders add-on. So just go to walls, see if I can find some wood. Actually, I can just think I have a wooden a wood folder. Just going to select any of these, create PBR. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Kiri D Wate. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm just going to make a few copies of these, just give them some random rotation. Think and with those, thank you, MD Nasif. Bro, can you make a video only about texturing? Please, a request. I think I have a few of those. I have a lot of videos about texturing. Let me just... let's make that wooden... Again, I can just use this material. And I can add a solidify modifier for the thickness. And just because this is going to be very far, we don't really have to spend too much time on this. And just can have something like that. Duplicate a pole there, under there, and just grab these. I think my sun is a bit too bright. Change the camera to something like 30. I think I have some bot models that we can use. Let me see, and I have vehicles. I have some bots, but I just haven't set them up for the asset library. So let me just show you, if you're interested in using the asset library, let me show you how I can easily import your already made assets into the asset library. So I have this bot. It's just, you just need to make sure that the materials, okay, you can see it's already set up with the materials and everything. What I have to do is make sure it's in a collection. I think I'll create a new directory, call it, let me go to my libraries, call it vehicles, and then I can start adding in things like this boat. Let's see what's going on. It seems I can't render this. Let me see. Not sure why it's not rendering. So let me just render this using the inbuilt render engine. View, render, just save this as bot. And now I can just go back to this project, go to my asset library, the new library I've just created, which is vehicles, and I think I should be able to add this bot. Oh, that's a big coincidence. Even I'm trying Venice. Yeah, guess like minds. Just duplicate these, rotate these 180. And I think I can change the material of this a bit. I don't know. Let me just leave it like that. And have another bot, I think. It's the same. I have this boat. Let me see. Must have a different one. Yeah, have this boat that I can also add to my vehicles. Just going to just bring that in as well. Let's see if I have other assets I can bring in. Yeah, I have this kayak as well. I can also bring that in. Okay, let's bring that in as well. How cool kayak looks real. Like I can download this or buy. Yes, you can get it from my CG Trader page. So if you go to CG Trader, Ismail's VFX, you'll find all the models I've made on there. This is like my kind of digital shop. You should be able to find all of the models I've made. Let me just throw the link in the description, and it also helps support the channel, pay the internet bill and other things. So you can basically download all the models I've made. You can see even full projects. So you can come here and look through. You can see the boat I've just used here. I see actually. So if you want the kayak itself, just that's the link. What I don't have is a boat like this. I think it would have been amazing to add that. Let's see if I can find something similar. Make motorcycles, steering wheel, submariner. No. No. Tram. Let's make this bridge here. I think it shouldn't be that difficult. Can start with a circle. That connects one end like that. Just get rid of these points. I think I can also get rid of this side. Get a mirror modifier, extrude, I think it's in that format. And it's around there. And let's give it some material. Just going to go to my building parts. I think I can find some nice wall materials. I can get something like this. Okay, this is do you have fish in your assets? No, I don't have any fish in my assets. And I don't think it would be realistic to see in this kind of water. Yeah, so I think, let me see if I can rotate this. Yeah, I can rotate it. So let's make our bridge. I probably have a better bridge than this somewhere on my computer, but I haven't set it up for the asset library, so finding it can take some time. Now we can add in a few details here to this bridge. It doesn't have to be that complicated, it just have to be something like this. Some simple details. We can turn a simple looking asset into something that looks somewhat detailed, decent. Just going to grab this. Give it the same material. Scale it up. Let's grab this. These details are going to be very far in the distance, so we don't really have to spend too much time on them. Just want to make sure that they exist in the background there. Don't. Bro, can we use the array modifier? Yeah, you can definitely use the array modifier for this, but it takes a minute to set up, and I don't want to do that. Yes. If you're wondering what that was, that's a damn phone. That wasn't supposed to ring while I'm streaming, but it kind of helps with when I don't want to get distracted with social media. That's going to be our bridge. It looks, it's not the best bridge ever, but it will do for this. Okay. I'm being a bit too lazy here, so let me just use Control click, and I rarely see you do compositing. Maybe I have been missing the part of the stream. Yeah, I rarely composite anything. And because most of the time if you have to composite, you have to render something first. And to render something while I'm streaming, yeah, my computer wouldn't be able to handle that. So that's why you see I don't really do a lot of compositing, because you'd have to first render what you're going to composite, and that usually is not that easy. So I have the transportation add-on, which is an amazing add-on for vehicles. I had forgot about that. Transportation. It comes shipped with a lot of assets. This is not my add-on. This is an add-on. I just have an affiliate code. Let me see if I can get that. Transportation. I want to see if I can get a link to that. Products. I can't find the link, but yeah, it basically has a lot of assets that we could use here. So I think under bots. Okay, Yeah, I was having some microphone issues. Hopefully they are fixed. Is after in Photoshop sounds not clear? Yeah, my microphone was yeah, struggling something. Let's see in the asset library. I don't know where my other assets are. Yeah, walls. This is the bridge I was looking for. This side here. I have some nice elements. And even add in this tower here in the back. Let's see. We can add in this tower, the back there. Doesn't have to be too visible. And let's see what else. I think we can duplicate, or we can just add another instance of the block. Get another block here. I think I'm going to end the stream here. We have done most of the things. What we lack are bots, and creating a bot from scratch can take a while. Let's do a cycles render and see how things look. And okay, Blender is crashing. Blender crashes when I try to render in cycles. Let's give this one more try and see. Venice. Anyway, the project is going to be available to my patrons. If you want to become a patron, just have to go to patreon.com/topchannel101 if you want to download the project. That will also include all the assets that we have used in that project, and yeah, you can add them to your own library if you want to. And if you want to support the channel, there are many ways to do that. You can check out the different add-ons I've created that help me out in making these a little bit faster. You can see I have the textures folder add-on, which you have already seen me use. I also have the asset library, which you have already seen me use. I have the quick decals add-on, which we could have used for this project, but there were just too many things, but it would really help in Shang-Chi title rings, splitting effects. How do you do that? I haven't watched Shang-Chi, but I think I can watch the trailer and see. Maybe we'll do that next time. Yeah, so this is the asset library that I've been using, and you can see how it works if you want to check it out. It also helps buying the add-on also helps me out here, clear some bills. Also have the asset library. You can see how it works here. Just makes texturing a little bit faster and easier. And you can see just quick decos like that. This one you have already seen me use. I also have the deco designer add-on. Just simply makes designing some decos, stuff you would do in Photoshop. You can make them inside Blender, and just designing simple things like this can be done inside Blender. Maybe let me see if I can show you. You see, let me see. You can see how I designed let me see if I can show you that this car logo here using the deco designer. Let me just see if I can move to that part. Yeah, you can see I'm using the deco designer here to design that logo that I used for the car washing bay. Yeah, so this is how the deco designer works. And yeah, anyway, that's it. This is what we managed to do in a matter of 2 hours and 13 minutes. So if we spent more time on this, we could probably get more detail. You can see the street level, I think, looks good. And yeah, this is it. Bro, please make the Shanghai title next. Please, there is no tutorial on YouTube. I'll try to see it and see what I can do. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for coming around. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.